Guess what's in the box? Okay. Is it a living thing? No, more like a topic. Oh, a concept. Yeah, you could say that. Is it popular? Oh, massively. In India? Obviously. Festivals? No. Is it entertaining? Yes. Oh, is there nepotism involved? Yes. Bollywood? No. What? Is it fun? For the viewers, yes. Does it make you cry? Occasionally. Do you spend hours consuming it? Years and years. Cricket? No. Does it create fights? Only all the time. Do people have favorites? Definitely. Does it bring people together? Sometimes, I guess. Yeah, this isn't narrowing down to anything. I don't know. Your relationship? No, you idiot. It's democracy. Indian democracy, goddammit. Indian politics on a scale from dictatorship to anarchy is democracy. On August 15, 1947, my grandma said she wanted to become a politician. I don't know why she said that, feels like a random thing to say on a random day, but her dad fortunately said, "Best I can do is let you study till class 3 before shipping her off to a complete stranger's house." And I'm thankful to my great grandfather, not for sending her to my granddad, but because if he had let her follow that stupid little dream of hers, I would have absolutely hated her. That's because today, politicians are one of the lowest classes of people you can find, right in between writers and hated dictators. And you never know when they're gonna fill that gap, because with great power comes great potential for fraud and misconduct. Quick test. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about politicians? Nancy Pill, bribery, and corruption. Yeah, that's right. The child born out of wedlock between politics and power. In fact, in India, we have had so many corruption cases, you could make a lo-fi loot wave album out of them, featuring hits like Call Me Maybe, Smooth Criminal, Highway to Hell, Rolling in the Deep, and Boulevard of Broken Dreams. And these are just the chart toppers. Every politician, from your local MLA to the party leader, has had at least one hit single in their line of work. At this point, corruption in India is like tipping in America. We all know it exists, we struggle to come up with the right amount, but at the end of the day, money still leaves your pockets. In fact, if a politician today says I am not corrupt, I am not voting for him. It's that simple. Where's the honesty, man? Cheat me after I vote, not before. Hell, I would even appreciate it if they came on a podcast and talked about how much they earn, how they invest their black money, and how they dodge the legal system. Just spit it out. Tell us what your rate is if I need to start a business, get documentation done, or basically just survive in your state. Let's have some clarity on corruption, alright? And honestly, you can't even blame them. Don't hate the players, hate the game, as they say. Why do people join politics anyway? For the betterment of society? Yeah, right. They join politics for two and only two reasons: power and paper. Pablo did it with Coke, politicians do it with your hope. And once they get their foot in, they make sure their entire family and future bloodline is filled with money to the brim. So if you're a politician, then you get a job, 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 and you get a job. And how do they do this? Well, thanks to your bloody idiotic votes, it's pretty simple, actually. So, what's the most important thing you want us to work on? I would say education is pretty much up there. That and maybe civic sense. Really? Education? My friend, BCom is the new 10th pass, engineering is the new BCom, MBA is the new engineering, and AI is gonna replace us all. So why don't you just sit back, relax, have a beer, and watch Blade Runner for one last time, yeah? When was the last time education was even part of a national debate? Apart from those times when exam papers got leaked or when someone dragged a university question paper to the Rajya Sabha because it was out of syllabus. No election rally has ever been won on free or better education for all. Every year, the average passing percentage goes up because kids are being pushed out of the pool like Parle G biscuits. Brownie points if you got that reference. They aren't taught how to think, they are taught how to score full marks on this chemistry question by following these 8 steps. And when your local Anganwadi hasn't had a facelift since 2005, but your local temple, church and mosque has had 38 donations and 5 different MP visits, you know the future is in safe hands. So what actually gets you votes? Simple. Freebies, some cash, and lots of alcohol. Kids can't vote, so why care about those little gremlins? Mr. Rum here, on the other hand, can buy you a whole neighborhood. Throw in some wheat and rice in a couple of gunny bags, and bada bing bada boom, you're sorted for this election cycle. Okay, maybe it's a better standard of living and better pay. Yeah, I would love that. Really, Your boss pays you peanuts no matter how hard you work, you're drowning in EMIs no matter how much you save, the roads disappear 3 months after construction, your water comes from a polluted river, and your air has more toxins than a vape convention. But hey, at least you're better than Pakistan, and don't buy stuff from China. Or is it the US now? I don't know. A year from now, we're gonna shift our alliance anyway, like we shift our parties. Patriotism is a weapon, not a feeling. Always was, always will be. And today it's used to distract you from the real issues. Why is everything so expensive, man? Where are my taxes going, dude? Oh, look, it's a sexy fighter jet from France. You think an ever increasing packet of basmati rice is gonna save your life? No, but that will. So let's keep making them and buying them and buying them and making them. And as is tradition, some of that money will go straight into the politicians' pockets, but that's just how we operate here. And roads will never be good because they are made from the cheapest tender, and labor will always be exploited because they depend on the corporates who fund these parties, and cities will never be clean because why would they care? They travel first class and live in 5-star hotels. But hey, remember the golden rule. Fuck Pakistan. Alright, forget all that. All I care about is my family. I want them to be happy and safe. Really? Your dad's an alcoholic, your wife's cheating on you. What? You haven't talked to your son in days. What did you just say? And your daughter hasn't felt safe on the streets since she was 10. So why don't you just submit yourself to God instead? And remember, I'll vote for your God if you vote for me. I would really like to go back to the discussion of my wife cheating on me. Religion is for two kinds of people, those who believe in it and those who benefit from it. The first kind are mostly sane, tolerant and normal people, at least on the outside. Hell, what do I know? But the second kind, yeah, they hate these sane, tolerant, normal people because they don't benefit from shit like that. What do they benefit from? Devotion? Nah. Peace? Nah. It's fear. That's right, the number one trick that provides guaranteed results. The other religion is coming for your religion. You know, the one that gets me the most votes. So protect your God, protect your culture. And suddenly, everyone forgets about clean air, unemployment, poor infrastructure, women's safety. You know, all these irrelevant little things that no one really cares about. And the same logic applies to caste. Two kinds of people, those who follow it and those who benefit from it. Only in this case, both of them are just as bad. Instead of creating access to the means for economically marginalized people, we just reserve access to the ends. Yeah, that will solve everything, right? These masters of democracy just come in, get their share of votes, power and money, while you are kept distracted from one issue or another like a cat with a laser pointer. But surely, the society is smart. Surely it knows what it's doing. You, who work as a knowledgeable software developer for a large MNC and earn in lakhs, surely voted for one party for a reason. Your friend who is an IIM graduate and has his own coaching institute surely voted for another party for a reason. And that idiotic self-proclaimed virtuous cousin of yours who voted for Nota and didn't make an iota of difference, surely he also did it for some reason, right? So why does this even keep happening to you? Because you enabled it. When you were caught by the traffic police and bribed him $100 to let you go, you enabled it. When you sold a piece of land and took part of the money in cash, you enabled it. When you believed that WhatsApp forward or that Reddit comment or that Facebook meme or even spent a minute on X which furthered your bias towards one race, class or community without a shred of evidence, you enabled it. When you consumed trash journalism and thought you were being well informed and then let it guide your opinions, you enabled it. When you voted for the local MLA based on the party leader and not on the candidate's individual performance, you enabled it. When you threw that garbage onto a nearby pile of rubble in Marathalli and now Google Maps shows it takes 15 fucking minutes longer because that route is blocked, you enabled it. Heck, when you attach your entire identity to one party and keep defending them for years and years, no matter how wrong, corrupt or brutally inconsiderate they are, to the point where it becomes an issue of ego and not real life problems, you enable it. Because remember, amongst these bastards of democracy, you are one too.